Let's take a brief look at the new extension here on Richie Web. I'm calling it the Ad Block Reactor. I initially was going to call it the Ad Block Detector, but after I started writing it, I realized that I wanted it to be able to do something, not just detect something. So the way that this is being deployed on your system really all depends on what your goals are. As you can see on the screen here, I've got 3 separate plugins. The only required plugin in order to use this extension is the system plugin. The Ajax plugin adds another layer of functionality, and the content plugin adds yet another layer of functionality, and they build upon each other. The system is standalone. If you want to run the advanced features of the Ajax plugin, you need that one, and if you want to use the content plugin, then you need the Ajax plugin and the content plugin. You need all 3 to use the content plugin. So I'm going to start off with the very broad strokes, because by itself, this extension does nothing more than report. You actually have to add functionality to this, which is both a blessing and a curse. For those of you who are programmers, mainly JavaScript is what you're going to be using here. For those of you who are programmers, you're going to love this, because it opens up so many doors. Rather than having to install an ad block detector and then live with whatever output it provides, you get to define what it does and when it does it. Now, for those of you who are not programmers, this is going to seem like a curse initially, but something that is going to be released alongside this extension is a repository of, I don't even know what to call it, basically like recipes to achieve your goals. I'm gonna some of the initial things I'm gonna build are, a footer banner, a modal window, different and various things to notify your users that yes, we have noticed that you are blocking ads, and convey whatever additional messages you want to convey at that point. So I'm not gonna prescribe like some of the other extensions. I don't want to prescribe what the system reaction is to an ad blocker. I want to provide the trigger that triggers your reaction. And for those of you who don't know how to program, then I'm setting up a portion of my website that's going to be dedicated to holding different reactions and all of the methods necessary to implement them. So let's take a look real quick. I'm just gonna gloss over all of these extensions. Bring my window back down to normal size here for recording. The system extension, obviously required for usage, has an option to ignore certain groups. So if you want to, ignore your admins, so your admins can log in without ads and, mess up your ad impressions, whatever. There's a timeout here, and that is a timeout to execute the JavaScript actions and the change actions. Then there are JavaScript actions. These occur whenever ads are blocked, and change actions occur whenever the status of the ad blocker is changed. So, well, I'm not gonna get into that. JavaScript actions when the ad blocker is detected. Change actions when the change is detected. So either switched on or switched off. You can execute something on that change. And there's this advanced feature, report ACL. This requires the Ajax. If you want to enable an additional access control level whenever a user has been detected as running an ad blocker. You can add them to another access level, which, my initial thoughts were, hey, they're blocking Google ads. I can just add them to another access level that shows them a different type of ad, my own banners. I can utilize that ad space that they are wasting by blocking the ads by injecting my own ads in there. So that's one thing you can do. It's not the only thing you can do. So I'm going to close out of that. The Ajax plugin has very few configurations here. You need to whitelist your referrer. So this would be your domain name or all of the domain names that you would expect a user to be using. So if you're running, the .com, net, and org top level domains, and maybe you've got www and non-www, which is bad for SEO, but I'm not judging. You put in your referrer here so that the Ajax will accept your updates. Then the blacklist. This is for, just in case you get some D-bag that wants to spam your Ajax requests. I'm finding that I'm putting this into a lot of my Ajax plugins because on my site I'll find that someone just decides to just hit the Ajax over and over and over again. So if it happens to you, I'm thinking of you. The content plugin. This one's actually really cool. I started with just 2 features, and I kept adding a couple more and a couple more here, and I could make it do that. It just bugs me if I leave something out. So, it can do lots of things. So there's do nothing JavaScript only, which means that the JavaScript you define in this area down here will be run when an ad blocker is detected and the user is viewing a content article. There is truncate and append, which if we look at that, it will break the article on the read more tag or an HTML tag of your definition, and then say it's a p tag. You can break it on the second p tag. You can append additional information to it. I've appended a load module plugin tag here, so I can load the ads are blocked module, which I'll run through that in a minute. And then you can tricky. Why is redirect visible here? I'll have to fix that. Redirect is not supposed to be visible here. That'll be fixed before I put this up on the JED. So redirect. This is, see, now that's a problem. Redirect is supposed to be, oh no, it's not. It's just a plain old redirect. See, I'm missing some extra pieces here. I'm going to get this fixed. The redirect is supposed to show up here, and it's not. So redirect will, upon detection of the ad blocker, it will redirect you to this location, and this setting is supposed to be here, where you choose whether or not you want to include a system message, which would be, it shows up in the system message area, and you can choose which color you want. Here, the option to view counter with optional redirect, it counts the number of articles that a user has viewed, and when they reach that threshold, which in this case is 3, then you can optionally redirect them to a destination with a message. You can also access information about the number of articles they've viewed and do something with it. Here it's just a simple alert message that counts up the number of articles they've viewed. So there's a lot here, a lot that it can do. I'm gonna close that and let's show you what it does. Now, right now I've got just super simple actions occurring And the reason for that is because I've been working on the extension itself. I want it to function before I worry about what it looks like, and I don't want my demo to be tainted by what you think it does based on what shows up on the screen. I don't want a big orange modal window to pop up and say you have cookies, and you think that the plugin shoots up a big orange modal window. The plugin shoots up a whatever you tell it to shoot up. So right now I've got just some simple alerts, console logs that happen in different places here. Load back up the system plugin and go into here. There's no JavaScript action upon detection of the ad blocker, which let's go ahead and so this is an action detected. When the plugin detects a change in the ad blocker status, it will put out these messages. And they are change detected, and then it informs you as to what type of change it was using this code. Tells you if it's enabled or disabled. So it tells you that it's detected a change, and then tells you what that change was. So I'm going to save and close this. Let's take a look at the content. No, the content was that alert. I already showed you that one. And then because we are adding that extra access level, I added that in here because you can, like I said, you can add that access level and you can do all kinds of stuff with it. One of the things you can do is what I described, where you could display your own ads, or in this case, I am telling the system to load and execute a separate JavaScript based on access level, based on the ad blocker status. So there's a lot of layers to this. You can get as complex as you like, as long as you can follow your own JavaScript logic, which sometimes gets a little tricky. So I'm not bringing up head tag here because head tag is something else I'm trying to sell. Head tag is actually free. So enjoy head tag. It does all kinds of stuff. So let's go here. Let's go to the home, and as you can see, I have my ad blocker enabled here, the red stop sign. This is a new session, so it detected a change. Ad blocker is enabled, and this is the action. So these are the change actions, and this is the regular action, and the action has detected that the ad blocker is enabled. Now, if I refresh this page, we only get a display warning message, and this is an action detected. The display warning, that is from the access level. Let's go back there real quick so you can see what it says. All it says is it fires on this event because for this particular action I want it to only fire when the ad blocker is detected. So when it is detected, then it sends out this message, display warning, to the console. I'll go back to the reactor here, and this is the regular action that it was detected, right? So now if I pause that and I run this, we no longer get the action because the action only fires when an ad blocker is detected. The change action has detected that the ad blocker status has changed and is now disabled. So I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that happens with this extension. Here is a module that I have set to display on the test access level, but upon page load, we still thought that their ad blocker was enabled. Then the ad blocker change was recognized, and the system was notified via AJAX call that the user is no longer blocking ads. So upon the next page load, the server is now informed of their ad blocker status change. So this will disappear when I reload this page. Bam, it's gone. You see? So there's a lot of pieces to this. It has a lot of potential complexity, I suppose. For those of you who are familiar with JavaScript, you're gonna have a fine time making this bend to your will, because I tried to put in as many features that I would want to use. That's really my guiding factor with a lot of these extensions, is I figure out what my goal is, and then after that I add all the features that I want to see, all the features that I feel that I'm missing. If I go with any of the other extensions that are available, I go ahead and I write to accommodate myself and the standards that I have set. So this is going to be in the JED whenever they approve it. I'm going to be submitting it to the JED tonight, and it'll be on my website tonight. And I'm going to start writing some of the warning recipes, some of the, I don't even know what to call them, the reactions, right? I'm going to start writing some of the reactions tonight, and hopefully you'll enjoy this as much as I enjoyed writing it. I do love to write nifty extensions. Thanks.